Welcome to Around the ECHL every Tuesday, and it seems like this guy's been my guest more than anyone else this year. Maybe because of big matchups, and it seems we always have a game somewhere close to Tuesday. Tyson Whitling, the voice of the Utah Grizzlies. On a normal season, he would be here in Allen, probably hanging out in his hotel, doing a little research, getting ready for the game tonight. Instead, he's back in West Valley City. Which classic football game are you watching today? Because I think the last time we chatted, you were watching a little old school Cowboys Giants.
Yeah, Cowboys Giants 2003 was what I was watching last time. Today, it's just a little bit of going back to the 80s, watching Dan Marino in 1984, the year he threw 48 touchdown passes, watching Dolphins Raiders, a game the Raiders ended up winning. Marcus Allen had a couple long runs, and so having a little bit of fun with that. And there's a little bit of nervous energy going on because it's just like, or there's a lot of excitement because, hey, we got a playoff game in just a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys were one of the hottest teams, second half of the year, especially down the stretch, playing some great hockey. You have one of the best coaches in the league in Tim Branham. And just for a moment, let's go back and look at your last half of the year. I know we've talked about this before, but, it really seemed that you got your season going with that 4-game sweep of Rapid City and didn't look back after that.
That was really the turning point of the season. We had a big 4-game series against Rapid City right there the first week of May. And, if Rapid City would have came in, because Rapid City at the time was in 4th place by a couple games, if they would have came in and won 3 out of 4, it would have been really difficult for the Grizzlies to come back and make the playoffs. But the Grizzlies got a 4-game sweep. And then the big thing after that 4-game sweep was they ended up going the next week in Tulsa and sweeping them. And then the week after that, the Grizzlies played Allen over at Maverick Center and ended up winning 3 out of the 4 games. So you're talking about a 3-week stretch where the Grizzlies won 10 out of 11 games. Parker Gahagan twice was named league goaltender of the week, and the Grizzlies seem to find a new hero every night. Usually when you go on those big winning streaks, you're going to have a different hero every night. One night it was Travis Barron scoring 4 goals, and another night it was Hayden Hodgson scoring a big game winner. And the next night it'd be a Charlie Gerard. It seemed like there was a different hero every night, and the one constant was goaltending, and specifically with Parker Gahagan, and even Peyton Jones stepped in for a couple times in that 3-week stretch and played great himself. He even had a shutout against Allen on May 23rd. So it really just came together over that 3-week stretch where the team just kind of decided that, hey, we want to be in the playoffs. We want a chance of the championship. And they knew that it was put up or shut up time. And the Grizzlies really put up a good fight over that 3 weeks. And that's why we're sitting here right now with a postseason series.
Absolutely. The Americans also coming into the postseason on a very hot streak with a 6-game winning streak of their own. And goaltending is the key. Let's equate it, if we could, to the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. I bet you there weren't many that picked the Montreal Canadiens to eliminate the Toronto Maple Leafs in a series where they hadn't played each other in the postseason in 40 years. And, here comes Carey Price, got red hot. People said, oh, it's a fluke. They'll come back to earth with Winnipeg. Well, guess what? They just swept Winnipeg. So if your goaltending gets hot, and you talked about Gahagan, and he's one of the best, no doubt. We've seen him. We know how good he is. You mentioned the Peyton Jones shutout against us. If you have good goaltending going into the playoffs, it can carry you.
You got a chance in any series, especially if you're only allowing 1 or 2 goals a game. That means that all you need are 2 or 3 to win. And, not only getting that goaltending, but timely scoring as well. It's not like you necessarily need to score 5 a night when you have a goaltender like Parker Gahagan. All you do is, score those timely goals. And so I think that, not only it almost seems like good goaltending brings a lot of confidence within the rest of the team, and the team just plays very confident in front of Gahagan. And, it's been a good combination. I think, you look across the league at the 8 teams that have made the playoffs. I mean, all of them have either really good goaltending or a really good defensive unit in front of that goaltender. And, when it comes down to playoff hockey, that's why, you're going to have to score goals the way you have to score goals, because you're not going to get many cheap ones against the type of goaltenders that you're going to see in the playoffs.
And I think that's where Allen is right now. Jake Patterson has been our constant all year. He's one of the best. If you looked, he was in the top 5 in the league and in goals against average. Now you bring CJ Mott back into the equation as well. And he is a top-notch goaltender. And, oh, by the way, our number 3 guy, Francis Marat on a 4-game winning streak. He's played very well. This may be the best goaltending trio Allen's had going into the postseason, so that bodes well for us. Let's talk about one of your guys. Well, actually, a couple that I wanted to point out there. Trey Bradley, underrated player, I think maybe around the league. You don't hear his name very much, but man, I noticed him so much in that series when we played you guys a few weeks ago, and you won 3 out of 4. Talk, if you would, about his game and how he has really turned it up second half of the year.
Almost like the perfect setup, man. I mean, he gets the main assists on so many Grizzlies goals. He led the team with 37 assists, and he's not a very big guy. He's probably about 160 pounds soaking wet, but he's about as fast as anybody you'll see in the league. And, he's somebody that really just sets up guys like AJ White and Matthew Boucher so well. He's got great ice vision, and he seems to be somebody that seems to know where he's going to go with the puck before he even has the puck. He's got a high hockey IQ. His father, Brian Bradley, was a 2-time NHL All-Star. And it just seems like he's got that great hockey sense. And I don't know if it's just because, of being in a hockey family, but Matthew Boucher is almost the same way, where he just has that high hockey IQ. And Boucher just a couple of days ago was named League Rookie of the Year. And so it's just being a very smart hockey player is Trey Bradley. And that's part of why he's had so much success this year.
I was going to Boucher next, as you mentioned, the Rookie of the Year. He had my vote, no doubt. I mean, I thought he was fabulous against us this year, and I knew his old man from his time playing, in Dallas. We have a similar situation. Our Rookie of the Year from last year, Tyler Sheehy, is back, and it knew it was going to take him a couple games, but that is such a huge lift for Allen. He was our All-Star last year. He was our best player by far. He had 70 points in 47 games as a rookie, and just played phenomenal. And I know what he means to our lineup. Boucher essentially is not a rookie anymore. He's played a full season. He knows exactly what to do. Is he your go-to? Is he the guy, if you're going to win this series, is he the guy that's got to be on his game?
I think so, but I think that's part of why the Grizzlies have had so much success in May, is that it's been a mixed bag. Boucher's really good on the power play, but he's also really good at scoring on odd angles. One of those where it seems like you would think the goaltender would have the save, and it just gets past him. Like his shot just has some sort of special English to it that can get it past goaltenders. And Boucher is going to be a big key for the Grizzlies this series. And I've noticed second half of the season, teams have been trying to play him a lot more physical, as Boucher's not necessarily a big guy. And so it wouldn't surprise me if Allen wants to make sure that at all times they put a body on Boucher, which means that his line mates are probably going to have to step up and play pretty well, considering that, Boucher is going to be a marked guy. And really, I think a big key to why the Grizzlies have had so much success over the last month is that, Cedric Pare stepped up. He had the 2 goals against Allen on May 22nd, including the game winner. And, Charlie Gerard in the final regular season game scored 4 goals against Fort Wayne, and he's got 20 on the season. And really, you mentioned Trey Bradley, but the other guy that had an amazing May was AJ White, the former Idaho Steelhead captain, who in the month of May had 15 points, and he had 4 assists on last Saturday against Fort Wayne. And so I think that the big thing, and maybe the best thing the Grizzlies have going for them, Boucher certainly led the way, is the team and forward depth. And I think that as I mentioned before, the reason why the Grizzlies had that great 3-week stretch probably is because there was a new hero every night. And going into this game, who really knows who's going to be the hero for the Grizzlies? But you almost have that feeling that somebody's going to step up and score that big goal. And you can't, I haven't even mentioned Ty Lewis and Travis Barron, who are the only 2 players that are going to be in this series that have previous playoff experience with Utah, going back to 2019 when we played Idaho in the first round.
If I had to, if you're a betting man, is this going to be a long series? Do you think it goes all the way to Game 5?
I think it does. I think it's going to be a close competitive series. I know there's a little bit of concern from the Grizzlies side about just how good Corey Mackin and Wes Lancaster are, and especially Matt Register on the power play. I can see special teams being a big factor in this series. Which team's power play can generate a couple big goals. And I know the Grizzlies, outside of one tough game last Friday against Fort Wayne, the penalty kill has been outstanding over the last 13 games. And so really the big key for the Grizzlies, make sure the penalty kill has a good series, and power play needs to come up with a couple big ones. I think special teams can be a big factor, but I certainly could see this thing going the full 5.
You mentioned Wes Lancaster. I want to hear your side of this, because I know I watch him every night now, and so maybe I'm a little biased because I know how good he is. Considering what he's doing, finishing the top 5 in scoring in the league from the blue line, and what he's done in the power play this year, should he be one of the top candidates for MVP?
I think he should. And they score 26 goals as a defenseman, just incredible. I mean, it's most years you'd see the leading defenseman, was somewhere around 15 to 20, but to get 26 goals and to really make that sort of impact game in and game out. And if I remember right, he either played in every game or was close to playing in every game this season. And you're talking about a lot of guys who have had good years for Allen, but he's been the constant all season long. And he's somebody that I think from around the league, there's a little bit of shock that he didn't get a call up at any point this year from an AHL club. And I know that he may not be the biggest guy, but he certainly is somebody that has had an outstanding season. And you talk about smart hockey players. He seems to be as smart as anybody out on the ice. And so, he really should be an MVP candidate, should be a top 3, and probably should win the whole thing, considering the position he plays and just how unprecedented the goal totals are for him for a defenseman.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Tyson, I wish you were here, buddy, so we could have our pregame chat before the game like we normally do. But I know you'll have a great call from back at home. Thanks for all you've done this year. I'm sure we'll talk again before this series is over. But again, you have a first-class organization. Big fan of your president there, obviously, Jared. I think he is a top-notch guy. He's been phenomenal to talk to and deal with this year, and obviously your crew there. I love your photographer, Timmy Broussard. So
hey, by the way, it's Tim's birthday today.
Is it really? Well,
yeah.
Hey, perfect time to do this. Happy birthday, Tim. Matter of fact, I'm going to get his name up on the Jumbotron for the birthdays tonight.
Nice.
All right, Tyson, thank you, buddy. Good luck tonight, and have a great call.
Thanks, Tommy. Hopefully it will be a fun, entertaining series. Have a good call as well.
Absolutely. Every Tuesday, we go around the ECHL. This Tuesday with the voice of the Utah Grizzlies, Tyson Whitling.